Hi, my name is Diane Hopkins, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how much of your personal story do you actually share. Now, a lot of us know, whether we're a coach, a personal brand, or an expert just trying to connect with a bigger audience, that it's really important to share a bit about our personal life and the story that we've gone through ourselves. It's really important because it helps us connect with our audience. It really positions us as a kind of real person that people can relate to. So we're not just behind the screen working with you, and we're not just an expert that has particular experience, but that we actually have gone through real things ourselves. But it can be a little bit tricky to know how much to share and what to share. It can make us feel quite vulnerable because once people know more about us, will they judge or criticize us? It can make us a little concerned because we don't know if we're going to share too much and either bore people or scare people off with our vulnerability. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 important questions to ask before you share your personal story. The first question you want to ask yourself is, how relevant is your personal story to your business? Now, what kind of work do you actually do? If you've got a specialty topic like health, relationships, business, then really a story that comes from that part of your life is obviously going to be the most relevant to share. So obviously we have big personal stories and personal histories, and we can't share everything all at once. So we want to just cherry pick the parts of our story that are most relevant to our audience, that most match what they're going through and what they need help with. And that helps you really position yourself as a relatable expert, someone that doesn't just know what they're doing, but that's actually been there and done that. And people then are much more likely to trust you and open up to you, which is really what you need to achieve if you're going to reach bigger audiences. The second question to ask yourself is, how comfortable do you feel sharing your personal story? Now, this is really important because if you feel really embarrassed or ashamed of parts of your life history, then if you share them with other people, people pick up on those emotions. Even if you pretend to be confident, but secretly you're embarrassed, then your audience also feels embarrassed or uncomfortable too. So it's really important to know that you don't have to lay all your dirty laundry on the table in order to be vulnerable and to share about yourself. So ask yourself, what is it you're comfortable sharing and what is it that it's best not to share? I love Brené Brown for this. She obviously is someone that talks a lot about vulnerability, but if you notice in her talks and her interviews, she never shares nitty-gritty details of her personal relationship. That's a part that she's decided she doesn't want to share with the broader public. So she shares stories about feeling uncomfortable, maybe about public speaking or her TED Talk going to millions of people. So she shares little vulnerabilities, but not kind of the deeper personal relationship side of her story. And that's a really good example that she's still connecting with her audience. She's still sharing something that's relevant to her audience, but she's choosing to share only bits of her life that she's comfortable sharing with us. But if you really feel called to be more radically honest, there are plenty of people out there that are doing that really successfully and really reaching out and connecting with the audience in a very intimate way. And so you want to really see, is this part of your brand? Is this part of the way you want to deliver your work to the world? If that's the case, then go for it. Then really share openly and widely. But always make sure that it's something that you've already come to peace with in yourself and you don't mind other people knowing about you. And remember, your comfort level might be different in different settings. If you're talking to a live group, a small intimate group, you might be feeling more comfortable sharing something quite intimate about yourself. But if you're creating a video on YouTube that anyone could watch, you might want to be more cautious about what you share. So it's not something that you just only share certain things, but it might be in different situations you share different levels of detail of your personal life. And your comfort level is likely to change over time. Sometimes it can feel very vulnerable sharing anything about yourself at first. But then as you keep sharing and sharing, you might feel really like that strong call to actually share more and more over time, because you know it's going to really help your audience understand you and learn for themselves. So just monitor where your comfort level is and make sure that you just check in with yourself, because it's really important that you feel comfortable sharing, because that's what your audience is going to receive from you. Third question to ask yourself is, what parts of your personal story are going to teach your audience the most? Now, there's never enough time to talk about everything about your life, so we need to be selective when we share our stories. And you want to choose those particular stories or moments or turning points in your life that really have teaching value for your audience, for other people to really learn from it, be inspired by, and get an important tool or method or mindset from. So today we've talked about how much of your personal story to share. Now, it's a really important way to engage with your audience and connect and to really communicate more of what you have to offer. I want to encourage you to be bold and to be brave when you're sharing your story, but to always keep in mind those 3 questions, to ask yourself those 3 questions whenever you go to share more of your personal story in your business.
Hey, this is Diane Hopkins. Thanks for watching. If you're a coach, passionate entrepreneur, or aspiring thought leader, make sure you subscribe to get my latest videos. And visit my website to read the full blog and access free planners, templates, and cheat sheets that will help you translate your unique expertise into thought-leading content that transforms your audience and builds your business. Bye for now.